Hey guys, it's Nicole, and I am finally back with a layout share. I had a little bit of a time frame in there where I just had no mojo. I tried to scrapbook every now and then, and I just didn't love the layouts, and so I just took a few days off and then came back, and my mojo is back. Yay! However, I am done with this kit. So I did get all the pictures scrapbook that I wanted to that were Valentine's themed. I also got about halfway through, no, not quite halfway, maybe a third of the way through the romantic scrapbooking course through Noel, that Noel Hyman did. I had bought that a couple years ago, or maybe it was last year, I don't remember. And I got halfway through that, and then I got to a stopping point where I'm kind of out of pictures. And real specific stories of me and my husband, although I know I have a bunch of like stuff from that time frame, like journals and calendars and different things, and I just need to find them, and then I'll probably return to it when I have some more specific stories or specific things I can scrapbook. So anyway, I'll get started here. So here's what I have left over. It was a huge kit. If you guys remember, I had like 4 paper lines and a bunch of stuff from my Valentine's stash. I am able to throw away 2 sheets. I think this had the little flags. No, that was this. The little flags from American Crafts. So I'll point those out. So those are gone. And then this was, I don't remember, but I'm getting rid of 2 packages. And then this here, so this is what's left over of the huge corkboard sheet from We Are Memory Keepers. I have those 3 left. And then this was left over from, I think, Love Notes. This was a random chipboard piece that fell out of one of the sheets, and this as well. So I stuck them on there because they were still sticky. So just have those. And as far as these, I got almost all of these used up. It doesn't belong there. So I might just cut these out and stick in these little containers in my Valentine's bin. So I'll probably just cut those out and put it in there. Get rid of that sheet. I got a little bit of that sheet used. Used quite a few of these letter stickers, got a few of those labels used, and then I got a few of these used. I didn't scrapbook a lot with this line. The colors were very soft and just didn't work for what I wanted, but I have no problem putting those away for further or for later use. Same thing here. Used a few of them. The chipboard stickers. Got quite a bit of these used. I'll probably punch these out and put them in one of my little bins as well. And this is exactly the same. This is back when they would offer both the cardstock and the chipboard, and I'd always get both, and I don't know why. So I used quite a few of those. Used some of these letter stickers and a couple of these labels. Used some of these. Just about finished this one out, so I'll probably just cut these out as well and stick them in the bins. And then I have a whole bunch of scraps here that will just go in my Valentine's bin. Oops. These are scraps as well. And then, so I have, I would say, about 3/4 of the Kiss Kiss line left, because I didn't use it very much. I did use, I would say, so I have quite a bit of that left. I did use quite a bit, I'd say probably about half of the Lucky in Love from Allison Creft. I just have 4 sheets of that left. And the 14 I had like 2 times over. So I probably have about half of the 6x6 left. And I probably used half of what I had. So I still have this much left, but I probably used half. Like I had like 3 or 4 of each sheet. It was insane. I think I must have gotten like the packet, or like the package, and I must have gotten them all separate. I'm not for sure what I did or why. But anyway, the love notes, I'm just about done with this. I'll probably actually take them out of this pad here. Well, we'll see. But I just have those 2 left, and which I know I have a layout I want to do using that. This one here, which is very pink. That one's cute. That one was very Valentine's-y to me. That pretty one, and then this one. So they're all ones I'll use. And I probably got maybe like a third of this pack used. So got more to do there. And then this is all the leftovers of all the random bits and pieces, cut aparts, tags, I cut apart 2 sheets from the Kiss Kiss. I had the entire We Are Memory Keepers Project Life box set, so I have those left. These are all cut apart from all those different lines, and then all the stuff that I had grabbed from my stash, and then the wood veneers and the Webster's these little tags here. I have some more of those, but I used a good portion of those. So some of it will go into the Valentine's bin, and some will go in my general stash. So there's that. Okay, let's move that aside here. Let's get this off just a tad. Now for the layouts. I'm kind of starting with the first ones I made. So here's this one, and this is where I scrapbooked the photo of my kitties in this heart basket, and just layered some patterns here, and I'm trying to think if I did. No, I don't think I did a process video on this. Just layered some doilies. I used 3 doilies there, and one of the jelly bean cards here. There's some. This is just a sticker, a couple stickers there, and then my favorite washi. And then I did some layering back here of some, must have been die cut cards, and I made a tag out of that one, or maybe it was already a tag, I think. And then another tag up here, and I used a bunch of brads. I used like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brads, which wasn't in the kit, but I just pulled them from my stash. And I did stamp. I used this stamp set from Crate Paper. This came with the love notes. I have it in there wrong. But I used it quite a bit. I used mostly the arrows, and then I used the Our Love Story one. Oops. And that may be it. So that's the one I used. So I used to use those kind of randomly around, and then I used those letters to title. And I had this felt heart from my stash, and this is from one of the sticker sheets. So there's that one. Okay, and then this one, another picture of my kitties, but here they were in this old red toolbox, and I thought that red was really pretty. And so I just kind of pulled some papers that had that deeper red in it, but also had multiple other colors, so I could work with other colors as well. And so here I just layered a couple 6x6 sheets from the 14 line, and then just did some different, there's a banner die cut there. I must have cut it in half, maybe, did it on each side. I did some arrows here, then some arrows here, kind of like coming off the page. Used one of these. This is one I did use up all of those. That's what I was talking about before. This is a sticker. This was from my stash. Here, a sticker there from Kiss Kiss. This was from the cork sticker sheet. And I think that's it. And then this was from the We Are Memory Keepers. This is a journaling card. So I journaled there. There's that. Okay, then this one here is about my daughter, and here I just used a bunch of pink elements, and I used this polka dot paper, then this text paper on top of that, and it wasn't necessarily a Valentine's layout, but I think it was around Valentine's Day, and so and she had this pink and silver coat and sweatshirt thing going on, so I just kind of pulled off of that. So I just layered a whole bunch of the cork and chipboard stickers from Kiss Kiss, some pattern paper up here to pull in some of that gray silver color. I did that 3 places, and I just layered this like film strip that's chipboard, and then layered a sticker and some hearts, some more cork, and then I used this craft colored pocket, and it kind of matches that same color of the cork. And then this is just a tag that's stuck in there. Some chipboard stickers layered throughout. There's that one. There's this one. I really like this one. It's a picture of my daughter and her friend having an overnighter. And I just layered 2 6x6 sheets. Actually 3, I think. And then I pulled in some doilies, and then pulled in a bunch of the chipboard flowers and one of the wood veneers here. And a cork here, because it's worked perfectly because it was a weekend, and another wood veneer over here just to pull that on both sides there, and just layered. Again, I used a couple more of these cards, layered some chipboard there, So just this is one of my favorites. I like how this one turned out. I just love the colors, and it just goes with the colors of the pajamas, and thought that turned out really cute. And this one here was kind of fun. Picture my daughter singing. So I pulled all the elements that had music notes. There's there, that I could. And then I also had these elements with like the tape. So I thought that would be cute. And she's wearing her Valentine's shirt because it must have been right around Valentine's Day or maybe on Valentine's Day. I took this photo, and so that worked out perfect to use because there's like 4 or 5 different elements that have that cassette tape on it. So I put that right in the middle there and just kind of pulled the colors in that cassette tape around the rest of the layout. And so this has you make my heart sing, and that was perfect. And just did a bunch of layering of different colors because there's a lot of colors going on in here, and it's all over the place. And I had You Are the Light of My Life, and I had so much fun with this one, just layering all kinds of crazy colors together. And very fun. And it really kind of goes with her shirt. Her shirt has a lot of color to it as well, so that worked out well. So I'm gonna move that, you can see it better here. Okay, then there's this one. I did use all the 3D embellishments from the Kiss Kiss. So that was, I think, that other sheet that I had empty. So here, and this and these 2 arrows came from that, or 3 arrows came from that. Tag came from Kiss Kiss. So here I just have this one photo of my kittens. They're inside of spring wreath. I don't know if you can see that. So I kind of pulled the colors from this wreath, and then I pulled in that kind of tan color. She's actually orange, but in the color, there's tan in each of the kitties. So I pulled that tan in the background, and then did a bunch of different doilies and I don't think they're all 6x6. I think these are all just scraps. Maybe a 6x6 in there somewhere, but just a bunch of different patterns together. There's, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different patterns there, and some doilies, and then these arrows here, and some stickers, and one of the tags that says love, and there's gold there, and then there's gold here, and there's some gold on this arrow. So I wanted to have that throughout the layout there. So there's that. It's a cluster of layering. And there's this one. This one is very Valentine's-y. This is a picture of just some things in our home that I decorated. And I thought that was a really good time to use this because I don't know when else I would do it. This chipboard sticker, because I hang vintage Valentines and any kind of, like right now I have vintage Easter postcards in the same place in my home. And so that just worked out really perfectly. Just layered some different hearts around, and 3 larger, or 2 large pieces of paper just layered, and just journaled about how it was fun to decorate our new home for the first time for Valentine's Day. Very simple, just kind of this way with some of the really specific Valentine's themed product. And there's this one, and this is one I did a process video on. Just my girls doing their Valentines, just lots of layering and papers. Use some of the tags from the Kiss Kiss, and then also from the Jelly Bean Soup, and just scattered some of the Valentine's candy hearts and stickers and enamel dots. So this one I also did a process video on. However, I changed it after I did it, and I tried to get that in there. So here's a better look at it if you couldn't see it real good on the video. What I added later was this tag here, and this wood veneer, and these wood veneers here. And it makes it feel like, it just makes it feel more complete to me anyway. So, but I used a good mixture of the cork on here. I used a lot of the wood veneers on here. And this isn't wood veneer, but that cream color matches the color of the wood veneer. So I thought that went really well, just creating that triangle. And yeah, so that's that one. And this one is where I started to get my mojo back, because at this point I was like, I was frustrated and done. I knew I wanted to play with the kit some more, but I just needed to walk away. So I walked away for a few days, came back with this one, and then I felt like the groove was back. I like how this one turned out a lot. Here again, just layered a bunch of the cards and tag and some just layers of paper. And I had a ton of scraps left, but I really did get some of them used up, believe it or not. But then I just layered, this was a 3D piece from Kiss Kiss and some of the tags from Kiss Kiss, just layered a bunch of stuff. And then I had these on my desk in a bowl. And I just wanted to pull in some more of that wood veneer since they had the wood veneer here and had the wood and these clothespins. So I just pulled in some of those wood sequins just to scatter there. And then use some stickers. Look how that turned out. Okay, oops. Okay. And then this one, some more pictures of the kitties, actually playing with the basket instead of sitting in it. And so I just again pulled that tan color because of the colors of the kitties. But I wanted that red and white because I have the red and white basket in there. So that's how I layered. And I just used these random frames from the chipboard sheets and just kind of highlighted the kittens. Titled it Playful. It's a chipboard sticker here because it was 2 of them playing at this particular point in time. And some more chipboard over here just to even that out. And then I use these little chipboard corners here just to have some more chipboard throughout the page and journal down here. So very simple. That turned out pretty cute. I love the dimension of the frames like overlapping each other. And there's this one using a lot of the We Are Memory Keepers paper and cards. So I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the cards. I also pulled in these stickers from my stash. They're that cork looking stickers. And then I used up, I think, the rest of the cork sticker, or not the rest. I had 3 left, but I used up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this layout alone. I covered this one because I didn't like the phrase. And I tucked them so you could only see certain words that I wanted to see because the phrases were kind of odd. They just didn't work really well. And I knew they wouldn't work well with anything I did, so that worked out perfect. Journal card here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I used quite a bit of We Are Memory Keepers product there from the Love Notes. And this one, this is where I started to do the class and started telling stories of me and my hubby. This one was kind of fun. I saw these chipboard stickers here and I just didn't think I was going to get them used, but then I remembered I had come across some photos of me and my husband like messing around and doing the kissy face to mess up the picture kind of thing. And so I thought I would document just kind of how we were silly and goofballs, and it was a good time to use the word smooch and kissing booth and kiss kiss and some of the that kind of theme that was along a lot, amongst a lot of the lines. I used as much of that product as I possibly could. So called it Smoochin', layered some stuff here and journaled here. So and then another little cluster here. Okay, and I did this one. This one was very different for me, but it was following a sketch. I don't want to go into too much detail because it's not my design. It's Noelle Hyman's from a class, but it was just really fun. It was basically documenting 10 things about 10 things that I remember about our dating relationship of things that we like to do. And so I did this here. And when you close it, just a layer of embellishment there, and then journaled some here, and then just embellished around this photo. So I really love how this turned out. It's very different for me, and I really liked it. This one as well, very simple, just strips of pattern paper. I layered some tags and cards. Used this again because we were dancing. So then had kind of a long title and used some chipboard. I did splatter with some Heidi Swap. So I love how that turned out. And this one was fun as well. It was different than hers, but I kind of used the concept of punching out some designs and then backing it with paper. So I have paper in the back there, you can see. So it has multiple colors showing through, and then I use those colors to then I bring those colors up to the front. And it was basically about where he and I were at in our lives when we met. And so I have a list here and a list here. And then I titled with a stamp here, or not titled, but I did stamp here and here. And then used more of the cork and a bunch of the stickers and this last one here, I believe. No, it wasn't the last one. The second to last one. This is one of the We Are Memory Keepers cards that I used. Okay. And this one here, I like how this one turned out. There's a story about my husband surprised me for my 30th birthday, although it didn't end up being a surprise. I had 2 leftover photos. I just did a big old album on this trip. But I had 2 photos left over, and I just used them and wrote a different, or talked about a different story from that. Kind of took it from a different angle. A journal down here. This is just a border strip title, and then I did just a bunch of different hearts along the bottom here is like another border, and then brought some of those elements to the middle and then embellished at the top as well. And I used that matte paper because we were on a trip. Lots of layering here. There's the last one of those that I used. Another cork, 2 more cork pieces. And I just layered. I used some chipboard and some flat pieces and just kind of intermixed from the different lines. This was actually like a little border strip, so I used that as the base and just built the hearts around. And I brought that heart, that same pattern, back up here, which is also in this background paper. Okay, and last but not least, this was a very simple layout. This is We Are Memory Keepers. It's a graph paper. I did 2 photos of us that we took of each other when we were dating. Used this tag from Kiss Kiss, 1 heart doily, and then I stamped our love story, these arrows, and then I just literally told the story of how we met and how we started dating in that part of our lives. So the documented was already on the paper, so it worked out perfect. It's a very simple layout, but very meaningful, great documentation of the beginning of our relationship. So that is it. That is 1, let's go and count here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 layouts. So that is a very successful kit creation. So thank you guys so much. I'll be back soon with a new kit to work with, or a new project, one or the other. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.